So when you look up the word left, you do get some pretty negative connotations and definitions. For example, the word left, taken from the Anglo-Saxon word lift, means weak or broken. But other negative descriptions have been attributed to left, such as defective, crippled, awkward, clumsy, maladroit. The French definition translates it somewhat literal, meaning bad, right. The Latin word translated it as sinister. In Russian, it can mean sneaky. In Spanish, it can mean malicious. In Romanian, it can mean crooked or evil. In fact, the word right can mean the opposite to left or the opposite of wrong. Now, where did all this shit come from? Who got the idea that, left was this bad thing? Well, I'm going to provide some explanations for you, which may help clear this up a little bit. So in Ed Wright's book, A Left-Handed History of the World, this book here, he goes through a lot of famous people who are left-handed as a way to celebrate them, but he gives a handful introduction little chapter at the very beginning, and he says there, discrimination against the left-hander is one of the deepest prejudices there is. The Proto-Indo-European language spoken before 3000 BC, and from which ancient languages such as Sanskrit, Greek, and Latin, as well as most European vernaculars are derived, had a word for right, but not one for left. Apparently because of the taboos associated with that side of the body. When subsequent languages developed a word for left, the connotations were unusually appalling. So as these ancient languages in their very early form were developing, there was a word for right, but there was no word for left. And what had happened, the associations of being left-handed had already kicked in, and these involved things like dualism, symbolism, religious imagery, mysticism, and it included things like, the left side was the bad luck, you would get misfortune, something bad would happen to you. And then as we go through the age of Christianity and things, the left became the evil side with the devil. So I would say the associations came first, then came the definitions. And then, of course, as the centuries progressed, people took this idea literally that left-handed people were evil, cunning, sneaky, and all the other shit. So it was quite common for some people to predict that left-handed people would be criminals. It was some predicted that left-handed people would suffer from asthma, headaches, have cancer, all kinds of shit. But hopefully this clears this up for us, and left-handed people can take affirmation that they are completely awesome, normal people, but also different in one sense, which is what makes us cool. And none of these predictions are true, and none of these definitions are true.